Hi, how are you? Today I would like to show you step by step how to solve for a linear equation of one variable. I have all the step by step how to solve for the linear equation right here. I will go through as a check mark for you when I'm working on solving for a linear equation of one variable. Okay, let me quickly go through step by step. Step number one, if you see any fractions in the equation, you could be able to clear it. You multiply every single term of the equation by the LCD. We call it the least common denominator. And step number two, perform distributive property. And what is distributive property? Right here, A times the quantity of B plus C equals A times B plus A times C. And after you did that, you check for like terms, then you combine them together. And you do that to each side of the equation. Then the next step, you want to solve for the unknowns, for example, x. So we have to gather all the x terms to one side of the equation. Okay? This time, you have two choices. You can either gather all the x terms to the right side of the equation or to the left side of the equation, and you have all the number terms to the other side. And the last step, that is solving for x. Dividing, dividing, dividing. We divide both sides of the equation by a coefficient. The coefficient is the number that multiply to the variable x, the number attached in front of the variable x. Let me give you the example. A linear equation of one variable. I have 2/3 times 2x minus 5, one term. Take away 1/2 times x plus 2, second term, equals 5/6 times x minus 1. Since we have three fraction coefficients inside the equation, you need to clear all the denominators. In this case, we are dealing with 3 to 6. So therefore, the LCD, or the least common denominator, is 6. I multiply every single term of the equation by 6. We do that because we want to preserve the equality of the equation. And then we divide 6 by 3, I have 2. We divide 6 by 2, I have 3. Divide 6 by 6, I have 1. The next step, 2 times 2 is 4. Now we have 4 as the coefficient. It's a whole number. It's not a fraction anymore. Times 2x minus 5. Take away 3 times 1, 3 times x plus 2 equals 1 times 5, 5 times x minus 1. We have a very nice linear equation with no fractions. And then step number 2, perform distributive property. In this case, A is 4. BC is 2x minus 5. And we work it in. 4 times 2x, 8x. 4 times negative 5, negative 20. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. Negative 3 times 2, negative 6, equals, and we work on the other side. 5 times x, 5x. 5 times negative 1, negative 5. If you notice, the left side of the equation we have like terms. We have 8x and negative 3x. We combine these two terms, we have 5x. And we have negative 20, take away 6. We combine these two terms, we have negative 26. The right side, non-like terms, so we will leave them as they are. And then we have 5x minus 26 equals 5x minus 5. And you want to solve for x, we gather all the x terms to one side of the equation. In this case, I would like to gather all the x terms to the left. So I have 5x. I minus 5x Here, I have negative 26. I add 26 to both sides. 5x, take away 5x, 0. 26, take away 5, 21. We have no more x's to be solved, and we end up with a false statement. 20 cannot be equal to 21, so this is false, unsolvable. Therefore, we say no solutions. And this type of linear equation, we call it contradiction. Okay, and one more time, let me summarize how to solve for a linear equation of one variable. Very mechanical, step by step. Step number 1, clear all the fractions by the LCD. Step number 2, we do distributive property. Step number 3, combine like terms on each side of the equation. Step number 4, isolate all the x terms to one side of the equation. Step number 5, divide, divide, divide. Solving for x, divide both sides of the equation by the coefficient. The coefficient is the number, okay, in front of the x. But in this case, we have a very special linear equation. We end up with a false statement, so therefore we can't solve for x. We have to conclude no solutions. And this type of linear equation is called contradiction. Thank you. Step by step, how to solve a linear equation.